content creators are putting their all into trying to contact people and they're just getting ghosted.
Welcome to the RV Entrepreneur Podcast, the weekly show for nomads, work campers, RVers, and entrepreneurs looking to earn a living or build a business while enjoying the RV lifestyle. This week's hosts are Rose and Glynn Willard. Let's settle in and enjoy the RV Entrepreneur Podcast, brought to you by RV Life.
Hi friends, welcome back to the RV Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Rose Willard, and along with my husband Glynn, we are your hosts this week. Today, we're joined by Lauren DeHaan, the founder of Nomadic Influence, a business that bridges the gap between content creators and campgrounds in a truly unique way. In this episode, Lauren will share her journey into RV life, the realities of entrepreneurship, and the distinctive aspects of her business model that cater to the ever-moving nature of her network of creators. We'll also explore the importance of building meaningful connections, Lauren's process of vetting creators, and practical advice for both campgrounds and creators to elevate their social media presence. Lauren will also highlight how tools like her innovative map feature sets Nomadic Influence apart, helping campgrounds and creators stay connected wherever their travels take them. Whether you're a content creator, a campground owner, or just curious about blending entrepreneurship with a nomadic lifestyle, this episode is for you. And stick around to hear about Lauren's plans for expansion and the rewarding relationships she's building across the industry. We'll jump right in after this brief message from our sponsor. Let me ask you this. Are you still struggling with weak campground Wi-Fi? King Wi-Fi antennas are the solution to boost your internet experience. These powerful antennas pick up and amplify Wi-Fi signals from up to a mile away, ensuring you stay connected wherever you park. With easy setup, secure VPN networks, and support for multiple devices, you'll enjoy fast, reliable internet on the go. Say goodbye to slow connections and hello to seamless browsing and streaming. Choose between the King Wi-Fi Max Pro, King Swift, and King Falcon models. See why King has been a connectivity leader for over 2 decades. For more information, visit kingconnect.com. Our podcast listeners can save 15% with code RVE2024 at checkout. Hey, Lauren, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So you're kind of new to me on my radar. I don't know a whole lot about you, but I did some research, and your business and what you're doing sounds very cool and well needed, I think, in this industry. You're kind of like a matchmaker, so to speak, between campgrounds and traveling content creators. So tell us more a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so for Nomadic Influence, we are that matchmaker. We put together the content creator side and campgrounds and other businesses within the industry to kind of get them to communicate a little bit better. Notice that as a content creator, it was very difficult to get in touch with campgrounds and other businesses and kind of stand out from the rest of them. And then my husband had worked in property management for, I think, 10 years. So he kind of got, it wasn't campgrounds, but he kind of got the inside of what the inner office workings look like. And it's just very difficult with how much is going on in their brains to kind of be on their radar as a content creator.
Yeah, what you're saying, it is very difficult as a content creator to connect well with campgrounds, other businesses, and maybe those businesses have no real clue on how to do that whole process either. So I think what you're doing is wonderful. It's brilliant. And I think this will definitely pique some interest from our listeners today. I can't wait to hear more about it. But first, I want to quick hear what your life was like before you got into RVing. Like, how did you get into RVing?
So before RV life, I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband was working in property management, and he was gone for 12 hours a day. So I don't know how they landed in front of me, but the RV life influencers kind of influenced me. I was not a camper beforehand. I didn't know anything about RVs. And they convinced me that it would be a good idea to hop into full-time RV life. So that right there showed me, one, how influential they are, and two, that this is something that is super cool and super new for people.
Oh, it definitely is. In fact, we're guilty of being influenced by that particular group and selling our business and moving into that area of life. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
So can you tell us a little bit more now behind, the story behind Nomadic Influence, how you got started with it, what really inspired you to do it?
So when we took off on RV life, my husband was working with campground owners and doing sales for them. And I was doing content creation. And so we're working with kind of like alongside each other and noticing that there's just not that connection there. And then, so I figured I can take the things that I've learned in the past from my different ventures and put this together. And I kind of dreamed up a map where a content creator could, instead of going on Google and trying to search for, where might accept me as a content creator, where can I cover? They can go to this map and say, hey, I'm on my way down the East Coast. Maybe there are some places that will work with me. Oh, there's one in Virginia. There's one in South Carolina. We can apply and stop there.
That's very cool. You mentioned a lot of different ventures before you got into this business. Were they always entrepreneurial?
Yes. So I ran an online boutique in 2016 through 2019. I built the website. I got wholesale. I shipped everything. I did customer service. I built the online presence. I did everything from start to finish on that. And I stopped when I had my second kid.
Actually, that's a perfect time for that. And yeah, good call.
So all these ventures, they are very entrepreneurial, and it sounds like you just keep going with it. What does being an entrepreneur mean to you then?
So to me, it just means finding a dream that you have and following it with the plans and the knowledge that you already have and knowledge that you can gain from it. A lot of these things that I've done, I didn't know the first thing about. I actually went to college to be a teacher. And none of these things really have exactly what I went to college for, but these dreams that I have, making a plan and learning about those things, they have brought me to where I am today.
Yeah. And I bet you enjoy the flexibility and kind of freedom that it offers, and that you can do this anywhere. You can be remote and enjoy what you do.
Yep.
So let's get more into Nomadic Influence. Tell us a little bit more about how it works.
So how Nomadic Influence works is we already have a talent pool of very talented creators. We have creators who are just starting out, so they have a smaller following, but they're kind of like a more personal, more like family with their followers. And then we have bigger creators, and they vary. So we have all this talent pool, and then we work with brands, campgrounds, businesses, that kind of thing, to get their message that they want to send, as well as their budget. And we will then source the creators to fulfill whatever the brand is looking for. We negotiate with creators. We make sure that they follow through on what they're supposed to do. We check the media before it goes live, and then we will also send back a report to the business. So basically, we're getting kind of what the business wants and fulfilling it for them.
So that model, your business model, sounds very similar and has worked in other industries, but what makes Nomadic Influence different?
So Nomadic Influence is different simply because of the nomadic nature of our creators. They're moving all around, and you kind of want to catch them where they're going. A lot of the other businesses or the other industries that I've seen it working in are very product based, and they're sending them to people who live in the same spot all the time. So what we're doing is we're trying to catch the creators wherever they are going, especially with, say, campgrounds. You want to find them on the map before you're kind of headed there. So the map is kind of what sets us apart from the other industries. Instead of just a list feature, you can actually see it visually.
Yeah, that map is really cool on your website. I've kind of gone around on it. And I think as for creators, I think this is an awesome place to start. So how do creators get involved with this? And what do you do for the creators?
So the creators can get involved by just signing up on Nomadic Influence. It's totally free to be a creator on Nomadic Influence. And to check out the map, all you have to do is go there. And there, we also do have a program called the Wanderlust program. And basically for that, you tell us where you're going and we can call campgrounds on your behalf that may not be on the map already, but we kind of have like a list going of campgrounds that we would want to work with and that we kind of know will work with creators.
So when those creators come in, do you vet them? So what's your threshold for analytics? In other words, they need to have 50,000 sessions a month, or how do you vet them?
So we actually vet them. We just do a lot of digging on their content, see what they make. We do require that they already make campground content if they're going to be covering campgrounds, especially for the Wanderlust program. We don't have a threshold for the amount of followers or anything that they have because people can grow so quickly. But businesses do sometimes require certain thresholds for their campaigns. It just really depends on what their threshold is.
Oh, that makes sense. I like the fact that you go through their content, and if they don't have a campground already done, what's the point? It's better off to have someone who already has reviewed campgrounds and are comfortable with this.
And I also like that you're not just setting this high threshold. You are allowing newer creators that have done campgrounds that are growing. You do give them a chance. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We all start out somewhere. And I tell the creators, if you haven't worked with a campground in a collaboration sense, just if you like the campground where you're at, film it and post it. I want to see what you can do. I just want to see what your style is.
Right. Very good. So now on the business owner's side, the campgrounds, what do you do for them? How does that all work? How do they get involved?
So they can get involved by going to our website and kind of getting on our list. You can either get on the map or you can kind of get on our list to call if we have a creator going through.
Okay.
We do also have campaigns that we can work on. Those are paid campaigns versus the kind of passive way of gaining the creators. We would actually source the creators that are appropriate for your campground. We would reach out to people if we don't have them already on our talent list. We would reach out to people that we think are a good fit.
Yeah. So on your website, it looks like you have 3 different tiers that the business owners can get into. Can you explain a little bit about them?
Yeah. So the 3 different tiers are influencer management. So that would be if they would like for us to basically take everybody who's trying to contact them, vet them, and work them through the process instead of being bombarded with emails that they don't know what to do with because they don't understand social media as much. That's what we do. We can look into those creators and see if they're a good fit. We also can do the outreach if they do want to do a campaign.
Ever wished you could learn more about RVing from the experts? With RV Life Masterclass, you can. Gain access to a wealth of knowledge through online courses and a resource library filled with insightful guides. Whether you're a novice RVer or a seasoned traveler, there's always something new to learn. Start expanding your RV knowledge today by visiting rvlife.com.
Great. So gets me thinking, how many creators and campgrounds do you currently manage right now? And how long have you been doing this? I don't know if I asked you that initially.
So we've been doing this for 1.5 years. Our creator list is, I want to say it's in the 80s. of the creators that we work with. Right now on our preferred creator list, we have, and that's our talent list where you can kind of see all their analytics, their media kit, and that kind of thing. We have 26.
Very, very good. And what about the campgrounds? How many do you have currently on your map?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know how many campgrounds we have currently.
That's okay. It looked like a good amount so far. For only doing this for a year and a half, this is great.
Well, I have a question regarding the maps. As I was going through the map, there are stars and there are blue outlines. What do those mean?
The stars, I don't have it in front of me, but I believe the stars are the tourism boards. So those are, if you're going through and you want to do, say, like the Wisconsin Dells, that's kind of who you can contact to become a creator for the Wisconsin Dells.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted clarification. Good.
Yeah, very cool. So this is definitely the first of its kind in this industry. So just reiterate again, why do we need this?
So we need this in this industry because there's just a disconnect between it. They want to work together because campgrounds really do. It's word of mouth a whole lot, but this social media is modern day word of mouth. So you really need each other, and content creators are putting their all into trying to contact people and they're just getting ghosted. So it just kind of eliminates that need for that in between and all the extra work that goes into both sides if we're able to kind of be the liaison and communicate with everybody.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. How have you spread the word about this? How do you spread the word more about this?
So
obviously
we are
coming on the podcast is one. But.
Yeah. So coming on podcasts, networking, we do a lot of the expos. I was just at OHCE, which is Ojai's expo for outdoor hospitality. And there I saw a ton of campground owners as well as business owners and like Campsite 360, Spot Tonight, Hip Camp, talk to a ton of people from all these different businesses. So literally just networking on the back end and being at places that really content creators aren't really invited to. So.
Right. But I noticed, I think you were at the Hershey RV show, right? The content creators. Were you at some of the events there?
We were at the Hershey RV show. We went to the RV content creator event there, put on by Josh. I don't know how to say his last name. Sheenan.
Yeah. Josh.
He's awesome.
Yeah, we were there. We must have missed you.
Yeah. He's awesome. He puts on good events there. And we were at Tampa prior to that. We were pretty new when we were in Tampa. It was our first expo that we went to, but we just put ourselves out there and network. I think that's the most important thing.
Yep, you nailed it.
I think that's a forgotten business trait right there. The face-to-face, get out there, press palms, network, talk to people. It's a lot harder for so many content creators too. So you're sort of filling that gap as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're in the places where they can't necessarily make it. Not everybody can make it to Hershey. Not everybody can make it to Tampa, especially if they're going to Quartzsite. It's hard to get from Quartzsite to Tampa to make both shows, that kind of thing. So,
yeah, that's smart. So I want to get into more of this business and some of the challenges that you faced in creating the business. Did you have any of those, and how did you overcome them?
Some of the challenges that I faced are just people not wanting to hear about content creators. So we have tried to network with a lot of people, and sometimes we get hung up on. And that's okay, because it's not for everybody, and just kind of picking yourself back up and keep going, because there are people who do want to work with you.
That's good. Any other challenges kind of more on the business end that you faced, like behind the scenes, like, I don't know, taxes, regulations,
states, accounting,
that kind of stuff?
So, I mean, I've personally faced a lot of challenges as the business owner. I mean, I do the website by myself. I do the map by myself. I kind of teach myself how to do all these things, and it is challenging. And sometimes it takes a lot more time than it probably should. But just kind of pushing through and keeping going, because starting a business, I can't afford to pay somebody to do the website. So I kind of just had to learn and do it myself.
Oh, I completely understand, as I reverse engineer everything from WordPress until I get to the point where I write our entire website straight into HTML. So, and all self-taught. I get it.
Yeah. Owning your own business, it takes a lot of work in the beginning and a lot of learning. So I think you're doing great.
Thank you.
So what's one tip that you have for both the campgrounds and creators starting out on their social media journey?
So my biggest tip for starting out on your social media journey is to make sure that your profile is set up. So you want to make sure that if somebody sees your content, they can go to your profile and know if you are a location-based business, where you are. And then also, if you have a website, you want to be able to make sure that they can find out more information about you. So you want to go from content to profile to click to learn more information. But your bio is basically your SEO, and you want people to know exactly where you are, because then TikTok, Instagram, any of those social platforms will push you to the right people. And you want to be specific. I was talking to my husband about this the other day, how if you say like Bay Area, that makes sense to you, but sometimes people will call different areas the Bay Area. I mean, growing up, I grew up in Baltimore, so Chesapeake Bay, I don't know, without traveling everywhere, I would have thought, okay, well, that's the bay they're talking about. But it's not,
Of course,
because a lot of people refer to San Francisco as that. So,
right. That's important. Be specific. All very, very good tips. Do you think it is beneficial to also have that media kit handy on the creator's website?
Yes, 100%. So the creators, you want to have a media kit available so that they can see your analytics, they can see what you can do. And also, it is helpful on Instagram to have your email just right available. If somebody wants to contact you, you don't want them to have to click through different places to find your email.
Very good. Are there any templates or apps, or you would recommend websites for creating this media kit?
So if you're going to do a PDF media kit, I recommend Canva. We have media kits through Pillar for Nomadic Influence creators. And those media kits through Pillar update every 2 weeks to reflect your analytics, your most recent videos, and you can also highlight your collaborations that you've done on Pillar, and they're live, so that if they wanted to click and go to that video and then click again and see more of your things, it's all right there. So there is another one like that, but we use Pillar because that's how we can generate reports and that kind of thing. I love Pillar for that. You can also, as a creator, generate your own reports for the brand that you worked with to say, hey, look, this is how productive this collaboration has been, and maybe you can work with me again.
That's awesome. And we've created a media kit, I think, through Canva before, but I did not know about Pillar, so that's good information.
Yeah, Pillar's
that's
really
good
cool
to know. So, Lauren, I love being a business owner, so I want to know what your favorite thing about being a business owner is.
The people that I've met. I have, like I said, I've gone to these different events. I went to OHCE. I volunteered at OHCE, so I got really up close and personal with a lot of people and made some friends and went to the after hours events. We did Topgolf, and the time spent with those people and getting to know the people in the industry, especially this industry, has been really rewarding.
Very good.
Yeah, I have to agree with all that.
The interaction with people is always, we're social beings, right? It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So what has been your most exciting match or collaboration between those campgrounds and creators?
So it actually is not a campground. That's the most exciting. We're actually working right now with Techno RV to launch the Level Mate Max. And we have 23 creators on this one, which is a pretty big campaign. So it's kind of challenging in its own way. And it's a product-based one too. So we have to make sure that we're getting it to them at the right time. That product launches on, I guess it will have already launched. It launched on Thanksgiving. So right now we're working with them. And just because it is such a big project and we have such cool creators on this, I love it.
It sounds really, really fun. I can't wait to see what comes of that one. So Lauren, so what is next for you? You're working on this big collaboration, but what is next? What's your next big thing that you want to add to your business or just keep working on?
So right now we're working to get some county tourism boards on board. So what that would look like is not just the campgrounds, but also boutique hotels, their restaurants, and their recreation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's exciting. So real quick, back to the business and your income. You're making a profit from this, it sounds like, from the campgrounds, the businesses that are buying these packages for you to manage and all that. What are the other ways that you're bringing in some income?
So the main way that we bring in income is through the collaborations. So when we do a collaboration and we do a budget, the budget pays for our services as well as the creators. And so we kind of break down the budget based on the creators and their rates. We like to do one big creator along with, say, 3 or 4 small to medium-sized creators. And that way we can kind of make the budget make sense and also get a lot of chatter out there about it.
That's great. And is it just you, or do you have a few more people working with you?
So I've got a handful of people working with me. Amanda Cooper, Fly the Coop RV, is basically she's my co-founder. She does so much with me. We went to the Hershey RV show together. We went to Tampa together. She wasn't able to make OHCE. My husband works with me on some things, but he splits his time doing other things too. So.
Right. This sounds like so much fun. So where can our audience find you? What's the best way to contact you?
So we are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We admittedly are on TikTok more because both Amanda and I prefer TikTok. It's at nomadic.influence on TikTok.
That's awesome. And I will be sure to put these in the show notes. So Lauren, is there anything else you want to share with our audience? Anything for any advice or just something you want to share more with?
Advice as far as entrepreneurship? I would just say go for it. If you have a dream and you want to do something, go for it. And if you don't know enough to do it, YouTube is your best friend. You can find anything that you want to know on YouTube. And I mean, it's helped me build websites. It's helped me learn a whole lot. So
excellent.
University of YouTube. It works for everybody now.
It does. You do have to be careful that you're getting correct information.
Yes.
However, it is helpful.
So true.
Well, Heather, this has been so much fun. Thank you for coming on today and sharing what you do.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to chat with Lauren DeHaan and learn about her innovative business, Nomadic Influence. It's clear there's a real need for what Lauren and Nomadic Influence bring to the RV and travel community, and her innovative approach is making a meaningful impact in the industry. So if you're a content creator or campground looking to enhance your social media presence, be sure to check out Nomadic Influence and see how they can help you build impactful collaborations. And speaking of connecting and collaborating, have you checked out our new RV Entrepreneur Talent Pool? It's an online community of fellow RV entrepreneurs where you can share your expertise, connect with new clients and collaborators, find your next gig, or search the public directory if you need help with a project. So check it out at the rventrepreneur.com/talent. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode today and being part of our community. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode. Feel free to reach out to us in the RV Entrepreneur Facebook community. Share this episode with a friend and join us next time for more stories of entrepreneurship on the road.
RV Life Pro isn't just a service. It's an all-in-one solution designed to make your RV experience simpler and more enjoyable. From planning your trip with precision to maintaining your RV with ease, we've got you covered every step of the way. Don't just survive the RV lifestyle, thrive in it. Visit rvlife.com to discover more about how RV Life Pro can enhance your journey.